Welcome back to the channel, squad. In today's video, we're taking a look at the Elite Force AKX. This is an all-polymer offering from Elite Force. It features the EyeTrace tracer unit built into the hop-up system. In today's video, we're just going to do a brief overview of the gun. I want to tell you about some of its bells and whistles, features, and all that good stuff, and maybe give some of my thoughts on this gun here. We'll start at the front, work our way back. So we've got our orange tip up here in the front. It is pinned and most likely glued in place. It's got your traditional front sight here for an AK. Gas system looks pretty similar to an AK, the barrel as well. They also have a cleaning rod down here, which is screwed in place, which I think is a really cool feature. I haven't seen that on a lot of AKs stuff. Usually you'll tend to lose those on the field or they're just really loose. Having that screw up there prevents the cleaning rod from falling out. So I really like that. That was a good idea. Our handguard up here in the front extends a little bit further than normal, which gives you a little extra real estate. And obviously we've got these M-lock slots right here that you can throw on laser lights, anything like that. Vertical grip. I mean, you could put a grenade launcher on here if you really wanted to, which would look kind of cool. Moving back a little bit further, we have a railed dust cover. So this is really neat, and no wires up here. We'll get to that in a little bit. It does give you real estate here for any type of scope or red dot, whatever you want to run on there. Before we get too far back, right up here, we have our hop-up unit, which is a slide style hop-up. It also features the EyeTrace tracer unit built into that hop-up. Now the switch for that is down here, and I'll get a battery in a bit and turn it on and off, show you how that works. One thing to note, all the furniture on here, despite this being a polymer gun, it is really sturdy. I mean, everything is really solid. There's no slop, there's no play. I tried pulling it apart yesterday. I was out shooting it and just kind of messing around, having fun. Probably shot 500 rounds through it just to test it. I tested it with the factory mag, which is a 500 round high cap mag, and I was testing mid caps from SEMA. They worked well, and actually I've got an S mag that I will try later on to see if that works. But it's not mag picky, which is really nice. So you'll be able to, be at the field if you want to buy extra mags or order extra mags, you can do that. And if you do want extra mags, talk to my friends at Jackal Tactical. They'll hook you up. I'm really picky when I get my AKs. I've had a lot on the channel, and some issues I've had with AKs in the past is you get it out of the box and the selector switch is loose. That is not the case on this gun. I got this one out of the box. It wasn't hand-picked or anything like that. It's just a random AKX that I got, and the selector switch was just crisp. I mean, it goes into position. It's really tight. Generally, when I get AKs, you have to pop this cap off right here and tighten the little screw that holds that in place to make sure it actually locks in place. So some of them I actually have to bend. Not this one, not in this case. It is just perfect. So awesome job, guys. That's really neat. So we've got semi, full auto, safe. Like I said, you've got your hop up chilling right in there. The grip down here is mad comfortable. You can see these finger grooves. This is probably one of the most comfortable grips I've had on an AK. I really like it. Everything just feels really natural, so I like that. And then we've got our sling swivel right here. So if you want to run a sling, you will have to get some sort of M-lock attachment to hook your sling up there, unless you're running a 1-point, which, I mean, I usually keep a 1-point in my gear bag just for occasions like this. So that works for me. We have our stock in the back, which is an M4 style stock. It's adjustable for your length of pull. This is where our battery goes, and I will show you how to put your battery in here in a minute. So on the right and left side of the stock, you're going to pinch right here, and we're going to take the butt pad off, and that just locks in place. We'll set it down right here. And then this guy just pops out of the stock, and it's going to expose our wires right here. Now these guns do feature silver core wires, so that is awesome. I have a Titan battery that I will go grab to put in here. The nice thing about having this stock on, you're not limited. So on most AKs, generally, you got to find a battery that will fit under the dust cover. Elite Force was like, we're going to put the battery back here just to give you more options for batteries, which is really cool. I have a ton of AK specific batteries, but with this I can run anything I really want to. So good job. That was well thought out. I want to give a shout out to Titan Batteries. They sponsor the channel. They send me batteries to use. I gotta say, before they sponsored me, I used their batteries, and I've been using them for the past almost 3 years now. So yeah, love their batteries. Really good stuff. This 11-1 is awesome. I used these all last year. They fit perfectly in the stock. So that just goes in right there. You wire everything up. We'll get this wired up, and then I'll show you the EyeTrace tracer unit. Now the battery is chilling in there, so that's perfect. We got that where it needs to be. We put this cover on the back of the stock. So to put your rubber butt pad back on right there, this clip is going to rock and lock in almost like an AK mag. So it's just going to sit right there, in and then down, and it's back in place. All right, so now we're going to turn on the EyeTrace tracer unit, and with your finger, you should be able to just go right in there, and now our tracer unit is on. One thing to keep in mind with this tracer unit is it's always on, so when I take a mag out and I'm doing a mag reload, and if we are in a dark place, it is going to shine a light, which is going to kind of illuminate the area where you're standing. I can see it down on the floor. That is one thing, and at the muzzle, you should be able to see a light as well. So be mindful of that. It is going to have a constant light. Now, at greater distances, I've used this, and actually Sean, we were testing night vision on the channel, and he had one of the other EyeTrace units in his gun, and he was probably 50 yards away, and I wasn't using nods, I was just using naked eye and white light. I couldn't really see him, so I've heard some people make the argument, it's like, oh, it's going to give away your position. Maybe at really close range it's going to give away your position, but at a farther distance, it's really not that big of a deal. Now, the other thing to keep in mind when you're shooting tracers and it's pitch black out, the second you start letting those tracers fly, everybody around, whether they're running nods, white light, it doesn't matter, they're going to know exactly where you're firing from. So I mean, just remember, they're going to know exactly where you're at. But tracer rounds are so cool. And this will work with red and green tracers. So all of the EyeTrace guns do come equipped with a smart MOSFET. So across the board, you're going to get the smart MOSFET in the EyeTrace guns from Elite Force. So this gun does feature a high torque motor and an upgraded piston in here. Another great feature about these guns is it has the fast change spring system. So whether you're playing indoors or outdoors, you can easily go in here and swap your spring to be playing in those conditions. So that's really cool. And it's backed by a 1-year warranty from Elite Force. That is pretty cool. Obviously, if you go in here and do any type of modifications, you are going to void that warranty. So honestly, this gun doesn't need any modifications to begin with. I mean, it comes out of the box with a tracer unit, upgraded MOSFET, upgraded piston. Yeah, I mean, what more could you really ask for? You don't have to take the orange tip off. And honestly, with all the upgrades in here, there's really no reason to take that off. And in my opinion, we should be leaving our orange tips on just to begin with, just to be safe. The government and other entities are watching everything that we're doing right now, so we should try to be as safe as humanly possible. And Elite Force is offering a gun fully set up, and we don't have to worry about changing anything on it. Plus, it's coming with a 1-year warranty, so that is pretty cool. Now let's talk about cons, and I only have one con on this gun, and it is the trigger response. I'm not a big fan. There's a lot of take up in that trigger, and with enough practice, I'm sure I could get to a point where I can double tap with this thing no problem. But out of the box, I just wasn't super happy with the trigger response. Not to say it's not a fast gun. In full auto, it absolutely rips, and in semi-auto, it does its job. However, that trigger does have a little bit of take up before it goes off. So, like I said previously, SEMA mags worked, and the S mags from Specna Arms also worked. I just want to throw that out there that they made this gun extremely reliable. This is a great entry level. Let's get that out of there. Put factory mag back on. So this is a great entry level gun, but it's loaded with features which makes it great for the seasoned professional, maybe for a backup gun. I have even run their guns, the EyeTrace 416 at a Milsim event, and I gotta say, that thing's going back with me. That is just going to be my Milsim gun because it worked so well. So these guns here, they're in the perfect spot. If you want to get a young one into airsoft and they're looking for something that will give them a competitive edge on the field or keep up with the other competitive players out there, these guns are a great option. So that's it from me. That's my kind of 2 cents on the AKX from Elite Force. Oh yeah, before we go, the velocity comes in right around the mid 400 range, 430, 420 feet per second, somewhere in there out of the box. So just keep that in mind. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Catch you on the next one.